What up? Welcome to a new segment on WayBeforeTheFame. First and foremost though, I want to say super thank you to everybody who's watching my videos. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Nick and I make a bunch of cool K-car content. My goal is to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of May. So if you haven't already and you're watching these videos, hit the subscribe button. It takes a second, it's free, and it definitely helps out the channel. So we're gonna start off with that. Now back to the video. So what we're gonna do is compare my 1993 Mitsubishi Bravo K-Van to my new 1996 Suzuki Wagon R K-car. This is going to be part one. So in this part, we're just going to go over all the features, the amenities, things that they have in common, things that are very different. And then the second part, we're going to do a drag race. And we're going to do a driving experience, me getting on the highway and going like pretty far, and then doing a top speed run in this guy and doing a top speed and run in this guy as well. I got up to 140 on this, which is like 85 miles per hour, and it took it pretty well. I think it could even go like 150, but the speedometer stops at 140. So this one definitely may be a little quicker. This one's also automatic, this one is manual. But with all that being said, let's start the video. We're going to start off with the Wagon R. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is my 1996 Suzuki Wagon R. We're going to put a price tag on this car at $5,000. This is the price for this car. Every Suzuki Wagon R is definitely different. This one's an automatic, this one's a non-turbo, this one is not all-wheel drive. This one, in my opinion, is kind of the bare bones. I don't know too much about Wagon Rs, but this one seems like it's a bare bones, but it still has some good amenities like power windows, locks, and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So let's start off with styling. I think styling wise, the Wagon R does look pretty cool. It does help with the new rims I just put on. I think that the 3-door concept is pretty unique. So you have no door there, but you have a nice little 3-door setup. That window also doesn't go down, but you have like some cool little storage areas right there. Now let's open the trunk. The trunk in this car is obviously much smaller than the Bravo, but it's not bad because you're able to do that, which helps. I'm going to see if I can lay down back here. I'm pretty sure I can. No, I can't. I'm about 5'9". I can't lay, but I can definitely sit this way. So if I wanted to, you know, I could sit back here. This is about maybe 3.5 feet of space. It's not bad. I can definitely feel like I can fit, well, I put 4 tires back here. You can probably fit a lot more things. If you don't have a passenger, you can put the seat all the way up or even maybe lay it down flat. But it isn't as big as a van, of course. Something else cool about back here is you actually get seat belts. You don't get that in the Bravo. You get a nice little storage, nice little spare here. Let me pop these back up. It's also very simple. Here's how it looks with the headrest. Nice clean setup. So let me sit back here so I can show you guys what space is like. So my knees are not touching. There's maybe an inch of space. It's not uncomfortable for sure. I think that also a full-size adult can fit here as well. My seat's a little more back, so I'll slide over. But you can see like they're kind of touching now, but something cool about the Wagon R is that you're able to put the seat back. So I can do this, and if I don't mind, I can kind of just slouch back here. Let me show you guys so you can really see what I mean. So this is the stock height, which would be like this. Or it can be like this, which I'm kind of just now sitting back. It could get uncomfortable for a long drive, but if you want to take a quick little nap, it's cool that the seat does this. It even goes back more. So it goes even this far back. So if you're just going on a long road trip, which I doubt you would do in this car, but it's comfortable and cool that I could just really sit like this. Like right now, I'm very comfortable. Like a lot more comfortable than I'd be in a normal car. And my knees aren't even touching. So that's a good pro. Back here, I can say you can sit 4 pretty comfortably. I feel like I'm a full-size male, and I think another full-size male can sit back here. Definitely not 5 though. 5 is not realistic. Maybe 3 small children, but then there's only 2 seatbelts. So it's like, do you really want to do that? And then another cool thing with this, you have a little pocket here, and then you have, like I mentioned, some storage here. This window though is crank, and it doesn't go completely down. It stops like right there, which, you know, to some people may be a flaw. To me, I kind of wish it went all the way down, but it is what it is. Now when you get to the front, we have a big speaker here, which really doesn't sound that bad. You have power windows, which I love. And then space wise, it's very comfortable. You guys just saw me fit back there with no issue. You can see all the legroom right here. There's also no pillar here, so you can kind of have your feet completely out like this. That seat goes back as well. glove box is standard, AC. As far as amenities goes right here, that's not really much. You have a cool little like storage here. Radio is nice. Like I mentioned, automatic. There's your e-brake. Let's get to the driver's side now. There's not really much happening on the passenger side. Here's what your dash would look like. You have a defroster button, a rear wiper, and a rear wiper washer. Again, power windows. This one is auto. And then this is your window lock. So then that person would not be able to unlock the window. I'll pop the hood. Here's under the hood. The Bravo does not have a hood. The engine is under the seats. So this is a little more welcoming to your mechanic. A little easier to change the spark plugs, oil, timing belt there, air filter, recharge the AC right here. Everything is kind of right in front of your face. Here's another look at that. Now let's give it a quick start. I just put a new exhaust in too, so let's give it a little rev. And I think that might conclude the Wagon R. So it's $5,000. You guys saw the amenities. You have power windows. You have central locks, which I'll show you guys right now. So you just do this. All the locks go down. Very big pro for K cars, because it's kind of annoying to explain to your passenger that you have to hold this to lock it. The fact that there's that central lock, so you're kind of in control of everything. This window doesn't go down. Very good on gas as well. And the fact that it's automatic, in my opinion, a lot of people would view that as a con. I'm going to give that a pro and a con. Con because rebuilding it would be a headache. I don't even know where to start. Pro, the best part about owning a K car is kind of having your friends driving and just having a good old time. So now that I have the Wagon R, I'm not scared to let someone drive it. I don't know if you know how to drive stick, so I'm not really gonna let you drive my Bravo. Speaking of Bravo, let's talk about my pride and joy. So this is my 1993 Mitsubishi Bravo. This one technically isn't fully loaded either because it's not turbo and it doesn't have the glass roof. But besides that, it kind of has every single option. Let's start off in the back as well. It has a cool little backup camera thing here, which I like. Both have rear wipers. Space-wise, as you could see right away, this is a lot bigger. The same way you guys saw me sitting in my Wagon R, I can kind of do it here while still having the seats up here. So from back here, if I'm not mistaken, it's about like 5.5 feet. So you have 5 feet this way and about 4 feet that way. Some cool amenities that this one has that the Wagon R doesn't is 2 rear speakers that are OEM. Some vans, they put like their own little thing, but I love that that's OEM. Has little pockets back here, has 2 of these. Has the light right there as well. Ceiling is much higher as well. And then back here is kind of my battery and everything. Now to get into the back seats. So this one has 4 doors, so you're able to slide this door and that door and get in from both sides. This one also has 3 armrests. The Wagon R doesn't have any. I'll show you guys real quick. The back seats are just bare. Nothing there. That's a pretty cool tip. I have the headrest for there too. It's just under the seat. This one though doesn't have seat belts, like I mentioned earlier. You have a little grab bar there, and then like in most K vans, you have this little roller coaster bar where you're supposed to hold on to. So that's another thing. And then I'll put this seat down just so you guys can see how much room you have if you take the headrest off. Most K vans, they go completely flat. This one doesn't go flat. It leaves like about like a foot. So you just pull this up and then you do that. So you have even more room. Now in this situation, I can pretty much lay down completely flat. Look, I can close my trunk right now and I'm laying down completely flat, and the seat is still here. So this isn't even out the way. If I lay this flat even more, or maybe put this seat down, I'll have even more room. But you can definitely do a nice little camping trip back here. And then to put it back, it's very simple again. Boom. And then I'll grab my headrest and slide it right back in. Nice and easy. Like I mentioned though, power windows in the rear, that's just a really big flex. Most K-Vans don't have power windows, period, along with power windows in the rear. As far as the back seats go, there's not really much going on over here. It has cool little amenities like this as well. Now onto the passenger side. Pretty basic. I put this Apple CarPlay myself. To mention, the Bravo is full-time 4-wheel drive with high-low, which is very rare. And then the Suzuki Wagon R is just front-wheel drive. Both have AC though. This one comes with rear heat, where basically on K-Vans it has these little channels right here, and it'll blow some heat back there for the passengers. Here is the driver's side, and this is where the amenities kind of go a little crazy. So I have lock and unlock for the rear hatch. The Wagon R does not have that. I have independent fog lights. The Wagon R doesn't have that. But like I mentioned, there is Wagon Rs that do come with fog lights. We're just comparing these two right now. Defroster though, just like the Wagon R, and rear wiper just like the Wagon R. My top speed is 130. That one is 140, and it actually went 140. Besides that though, it has like tilt here, which is pretty cool. See, my steering wheel could adjust. Like I mentioned though, power windows, one click as well. Let me get my keys. Actually, let's pop the hood first. So to pop the hood, we have to do this. 1, 2, 3. And then there's 2 latches. So this is one side of the hood. You have the alternator, air box, AC, oil filter right there, radiator cap. Let me pop the other side as well so you guys can see. Here's how the front end looks. Fog lights give it a really nice touch. 1, 2, 3. I forgot one of the biggest features too, speaking of passenger seat. Here's the other side. Power steering. They actually both have power steering too, which is pretty cool. Dual overhead cam, 5 valve per cylinder. Both fuel injected too, which is a really big pro. Let me start the car now. One thing I have to say, the Bravo is much louder in the cockpit in comparison to the Wagon R, even with this really small hood. I think it's just the fact that it has a hood and the dash is so far up. Like, look how much room the dash has in comparison to my Bravo, which is really just right in front of your face. And the engine is here, which is a pro and con, again, depending on who you ask. I think it's a pro and a con. It's a pro because it has an amazing note. But it's a con because during long drives, it's kind of annoying. That's why I put that radio in. I changed both the speakers. I changed the rear speakers back here as well because it really isn't loud at all when I have the music on full blast. But if you want to just kind of cruise, you do hear the engine a lot. But I also added a bunch of sound deadening, heat protection as well. So it's really not that bad in my Bravo. But in some other cars that I know have the engine under the hood, I can see how it could get annoying in comparison to like a Honda and a Subaru and stuff like that. But let's drop this down so you guys can see the sound drastically change. Another huge flex on this car, how could I not mention this? And again, it's a Bravo per Bravo thing. It's not every single one. But the seats fold this way, and then you're able to do this. And then that seat goes down and you're able to lay down. Very big flex on the Bravo. Very, very, very big flex. Now it's not that bad. Both on 13-inch rims as well. These just have much beefier tires. This is a 165/70 13, and these are 155/65 13s. I had 175/70 13s before, but they were rubbing way too much. So this one gives it a nice little look. Not mad about it. Definitely spins a lot better too. Quick recap for it in this video. Let's talk about the Wagon R and Bravo one last time. So they both have power windows. This one just happens to have rear power windows, and they go completely down. They both have central locks. They are both fuel injected. They both have power steering. They both have rear wipers. They both have defrosters. They both have AC. They both can seat 4. The Bravo obviously a lot more comfortably, but they both can seat 4. And I believe that's it as far as like big similarities. A couple more pros for the Bravo: headroom, storage. As far as road trip goes, this at the end of the day is still a K van. That's really a K car. So like, I love driving this car because I get a cool little like sporty experience. It's lower to the ground, you know, it goes in and out of turns. I know this turbo and all-wheel drive must be a blast. Like, this is basically just a bigger Suzuki AltoWorks, which is already a super fun car. This at the end of the day is still a K van, so this is still a huge car in comparison to this. It drives like a freaking Rolls Royce. Like, this thing is super smooth. You guys see me, you see me drive it to Boston. I drove it to Baltimore. I drive it an hour and a half to HVNY all the time. Used to drive an hour and a half to Boise all the time. I would drive this car anywhere. I don't feel as comfortable in this because at the end of the day it's still a car. It's like a little Corolla basically, and this is like a big Jeep. You know what I mean? It's a big difference. But this, if you're looking for like a sporty little feel, this one definitely wins that cake, and it may even be faster. So drag race coming very soon, acceleration test and all that coming very soon. And then another last big pro for the Wagon R is this cool little amenity and cork. Under the seat you get this little, I don't even know what, grocery getter, which is very cool. I'm going to use this one day in one of the videos, but I'm in this video here. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.